Greetings, programs, and welcome back to Fallout 4, which I haven't really played that much in a while, apart from, well, I have to qualify that. I hadn't played it much in a while, and then I did start playing it again because I wanted to try out Sim Settlements 2, which I have been trying out on a fresh save, and it's pretty good. I would definitely recommend it if you tried Sim Settlements 1. It's actually out, it's up to its second chapter now, so there's a whole bunch more story stuff that's been added. But basically it takes a lot of the mechanics of Sim Settlements 1 and puts an actual storyline, like there's a kind of progression to go along with it, so it unfolds all the different things in a way that makes sense. And it does also make some changes to how various Sim Settlements 1 things worked. Sadly, there's not a lot of interoperability between the two, so a bunch of the stuff that was made for Sim Settlements 1 does not work for Sim Settlements 2, sadly, just because there's been some fairly substantial changes. But I'm not really here to talk about Sim Settlements 2. I'm actually here to talk about another mod that I have got installed, and it's another big story mod, and it's one I've not tried before. So, seeing as how I still can't do any recordings for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm still waiting for mods to be updated for that. Like the base mods, like Red Script and stuff, I think have been updated, but the actual rebalance mod still hasn't. So, yeah, instead I thought I would see what Fourville brings me. Now, I am outside the Museum of Witchcraft. I actually am wearing, it's mostly, well, it's kind of half X01 armor and half T65 power armor, which is actually, I think, a thing that was introduced in Fallout 76, and of course modders went, ooh, that looks good, and added it in. I think this was a scratch recreation, so it wasn't like directly ported over, it was people basically recreating it. But anyway, we're actually quite near, you can see the cog symbols at the bottom there. We're quite near where we need to be. The Salem Witchcraft Museum is a fairly well-known location. There's a fun little side quest thing that happens there. But yeah, that's not what we're doing today. We're going to go and see what Vault 4 is all about. Now, Fourville centers around this Vault 4, and essentially it's a town that, according to the minimal lore that I have encountered so far, because it's not just a single location, it adds in a whole bunch of stuff around the map. Yeah, it's a town that's sprung up around the entrance of the still sealed Vault 4, and basically I think I don't actually know, you're looking into what happened around Vault 4. And actually, as an interesting little tidbit, if I go into my inventory, be a misc, one of the many side things that Fourville adds, I mean, it's like I say, it's not just one area, one location. There's a whole bunch of stuff, including a whole bunch of interiors it adds in various places around the world. It adds its own. Have I actually got any on me? Oh yeah, here we go. It adds its own set of bobbleheads, which give their own bonuses. So yeah, and I think there's also things like weapon mods and whatnot. There's a whole slew of new stuff to explore and to find with Fourville. I know that's a whole bunch of Nuka-Cola. I almost said its real world counterpart there. Anything else in here? No. I did have an idea actually. I've been watching videos of Nurbit and God, who else is it that does Fallout 4 challenge runs? Is it Ambiguous Amphibian or no, Mitten Squad? Yeah, I did wonder if it would be possible to have some kind of like challenge run where you only use, and I suppose you get bonus points for doing this in like survival mode, where you only use Nuka-Cola for healing, and I suppose it would give you thirst as well. And yeah, I wondered if that would, like, how challenging that would be, because there's a fair bit of Nuka-Cola out in the world, but it doesn't heal for very much, and it doesn't, you know, it's fairly weighty. It's one per bottle of Nuka-Cola, and it gives you rads, of course, when you drink it. Just wondering if there's anything down here. Take a little peek. You never know, sometimes there's crates and things hidden under, but it doesn't look like there is. No, okay. In which case I'm just wasting time. There are a couple of things else I've been doing on this run which I've never really done before. The primary one, which is to really go in hard on automatic weapons. A focused institute rifle. Okay, we'll take that. I can probably break that down into something useful. Which I don't know why I never had, because with all the other weapon types, no, I want to jump. There we go. You have to take a fairly large plethora of different skills for, you know, like pistols and rifles and whatnot. But yeah, for automatic weapons, it's just a single set of skills. So yeah, it's actually really quite fun being able to get lots and lots of bullets onto things, and once you get some of the gunsmith perks as well, you can actually craft some fairly powerful automatic weapons. So yeah, I don't know why I've never done it before. Every time previously I've played this, I've always been really into my high damage single shot weapons, but yeah, not this time. It probably helps me that I mean, I can quickly show my build actually rather than just talking about it. When I was creating the character, I went all in on strength and intelligence, and I've put some points into charisma since, basically so I could get local leader and be able to actually craft various thingamy items. But yeah, it's been oh, there we go, commando. I could probably get the, oh, I'm not quite there yet, almost actually. But yeah, you get some useful stuff on both strength and intelligence, and I think the reason I went strength is I had the notion initially that I would maybe also go for like melee stuff, and I kind of have a bit. I've got some melee things, like I've got the Skyrim sword that you find, but yeah, anyway, it's a bit of a mixed bag.
Alright, that's close enough. Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
Hello? Can I speak to you? We have to be a bit closer to interact with him.
Hey there.
All right, that's
so this is all completely new to me. I've never done any of this before.
What are you doing here? All right, that's
also, yes, Fallout
enough.
still does the
Who
thing where
hell are
sometimes you
you?
have to
What are
talk
you
to them
doing
several
here?
times before it catches, as it were. Okay.
I'm just exploring, looking for salvage.
I know it might look like it. But this isn't some junk town you can strip for parts. We got rules around here. There are places where you can do some trading. We don't tolerate any trouble.
But I'm a fellow vault dweller. Can't you just let me in?
I think you got the wrong idea about this place, bub. We're not vault dwellers. Vault 4 has never opened. Anyway, I'm not really supposed to turn people away unless it's obvious they're trouble. Man, you seem all right to me. So, welcome to Fourville. And before you say anything about the name, don't bother. I didn't come up with it. The mayor likes to meet all new visitors, so the town hall should be your first stop. If you have a crime to report, come find me. If you commit a crime, the next person you'll be talking to is my rifle. I hope we're clear.
Alrighty then. Go and speak to the mayor of Fourville. So it's basically the antechamber area, a bit like, is it Vault 88, the one that's in the middle of Boston that was basically just a mob front? But that's got a fairly big kind of, I can't even remember where that is now, but yeah, that's got a really big antechamber area as well, so yeah, similar idea. Kind of an interesting notion. There's actually a trader you can meet out in the wastes that is a Fourville character, and he'll sort of introduce you to the area, or you know, tell you where it is. So that's how I knew where it was on my map, because he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Fourville. You should head down there and check it out."
Meds, junk. got a pretty good Geiger counter. Do you have a Geiger counter?
That sounds like the railroad sign and countersign thing, but of course I haven't done any of the railroad stuff. Well, I say of course, you don't know that. I haven't done any of the railroad stuff in this playthrough, so yeah.
I have a Geiger counter built into my Pip-Boy.
Oh, all right. Suppose you won't be needing one for me then.
Let's see what you've got.
See what she sells. It might just be junk. A quick look, see if there's anything interesting. I do have a whole bunch of other mods, weapon mods, whatever, so stuff like, yeah. I put this in thinking it'll be some kind of super rare thing, and no, the Borchardt C93 pistol, which is like an 1890s pistol, is super common in the Commonwealth for some reason. The M1911, it makes more sense, would be around. I've also got a replacer for the 10mm, which I never liked. Things like the grease gun, Moisener Gant, the Layer, the MG42, the service rifle, which is basically an M16, there's the M14, yeah, there's a whole bunch of mods. And one that adds the Chinese automatic, or the Chinese rifle, which was weirdly absent from the base game, after being a fairly common thing in, yeah, I think that's the default 10mm pistol. M14, I don't know why I'm showing this stuff off, but yeah. An automatic receiver in a 44 pistol. Yeah, the automatic receiver is definitely one of the Fourville things. That is definitely a mod. It's the Glock 86, which is some kind of plasma weapon thing, which has got a whole bunch of interesting different variations, including one that kind of turns it into a plasma rocket launcher. I've got, that's the service rifle, which is a very moddable gun. It's basically a machine gun 5mm variant. I don't know if there's anything else really. Oh yeah, there's my C93. It's in its most modded form. I've got a bunch of these with silencers on, and I don't have any bonuses for having silenced weapons. It's purely because on some weapons silencers give the best recoil control. So there's an armor bench there, that's useful. Okay, don't know what's going on here.
Welcome to Fourville. I've not seen you around town before. Are you interested in seeing the Fourville tents? Or perhaps purchasing a souvenir?
Okay. I guess these people are worshipping the entrance?
Dirt from the earth around the tents. Certificates of authentication to say you've seen the tents.
Oh wait, no, the tents.
As well as some pre-war nicknames.
What? The tents.
Tell me more.
Interesting.
About the vault.
Do you want the talk? Alright, here goes. More than 200 years ago, the Great War broke out across the world. Thousands of people took shelters in things called vaults, like the one behind me. When the vaults sealed, they were expected to open
I have to
up
say,
after
for
20 years.
this is really high
Some
quality
decided
voice
that
work
if they could wait
for a
that
story
long,
mod.
They could find shelter when it opened.
I have to say that about Sim
Willis was
Settlements
one
too.
such man.
The
Together with
voice
his
work,
family,
voice lines
he
are
arrived
pretty
in the
top
entrance
notch.
cave to Vault 4 on the day of the Great War. Behind me, you can see the very tent he pitched for shelter, made from a recovered log and a sheet of plastic. It was a far cry from the shelters which would come later.
Could he really have survived out here, all alone?
Well, that's where the story goes next. He wasn't alone. Over time, more refugees began showing up at the vault seeking shelter. As more people came, they needed more living space. The early residents of Fourville began to dig out the walls of the cave and used reclaimed wood and dismantled vault tech equipment to build houses. This process is still ongoing as workers tirelessly dig to create new spaces for houses and maybe find a way inside the vault. Many of us in Fourville still dream that the vault may one day open, including members of the Church of the Four, who you can see often worship in this site.
Well, that explains
And
that.
That's the story of the Fourville tents. If you want to learn more, you can visit the Fourville Museum or the Church of the Four.
I'm interested in the
Is
history.
this
of
going to be
this
a repeat,
place.
or is this new
you want the
information?
talk?
Oh no, okay,
More
that's
than
just the
200
same.
years ago,
Okay, let's skip
sealed,
past that.
They were expected to open up after 20. George Willis was one behind me.
I think
now.
No problem.
Sure.
Let's see what you have.
We have a great.
A certificate of... Oh, well, I don't know why the text box is stuck on screen, but anyway. I have no idea what that is. Lunch boxes. Fourville dirt. Okay. Oh, I'll have this military grade duct tape. Yes, please. That's always useful. Yeah, so,
Not right now.
We're open 24 hours a day if you change your mind.
let's go else and look around and see what else there is. If you're thinking, by the way, the textures on some of these things look very good. I do have various HD texture pack things, which makes it look fantastic, but it
stuff you might want
does
to know.
unfortunately increase the loading times, especially when going out into the wasteland. Like, loading into areas like this is fine, but yeah,
Excuse me.
You're new here, aren't
it does
you?
otherwise increase loading
The
times a
name's
fair
Big
bit.
Ears. I saw you come in. I always like to speak to the new people in town. I can help you get the lay of the land better than anyone else here.
I'm listening.
Great! So, here's the deal.
How did you get the nickname
I
Big
know
Ears? Yeah, I'm
loads
totally
of
going to
useful
ask him
information
that.
that you
Like,
might need if
okay,
you're going to
sure.
make your way
It's
in
definitely
Fourville.
not obvious.
There are all kinds of people here. Some of them you'll want to mix with. Some of them you won't. You pay me a cap, and I'll give you a little piece of useful info. How does that sound?
I mean, I have plenty.
Let's see what you've got.
Fantastic. Here's one to get you started. If you're new in town, the first person you're going to want to see is the mayor. The second thing you need to know is that we're in the middle of an election. Mayor Sanders is up for re-election. But I hear Miss Mackenzie is going to run him close. So,
What do you want to
did
bet this
think?
is going to be some kind
Want
of
any more?
plot thing?
I've got plenty where they came from.
Let's hear it.
You won't regret it. If you're looking for an extra gun, I hear Logan is looking for work.
Oh, okay.
He's almost
Potential
always at the
companion, maybe?
bar. I think I outdid myself with that one. Don't you?
See if he's
Let's
got any
hear it.
more.
This one is
Sure,
especially
why not?
juicy. That Betty is awful jumpy, but she seems nice enough. Stop by if you're looking to trade. Pretty helpful, right?
So now
Want
he's just
another
telling
one?
me about people in the town.
Let's hear it.
Only the best
think.
tips for you. If you're looking for a gun, talk to Mike on the upper level. Admit it, you'd be lost without me.
Not today.
You're a loss.
Right, so, okay, he's just at that point telling me about different vendors. So you've got some Sheraton residents. Oh, this is actually an interior. Okay. This is probably not going to be the fastest paced video. It's just going to be me wandering around looking at things. You somebody? Yeah. I'm guessing it's probably just the bartender. Aw. No billiard balls.
Hey there.
Oh, hey there. I'm Rusty, the bar, guy.
Seems
I,
very confident.
Get you a drink or something? Can I get you anything?
Let's
I've
just
got a
see what he
few
has and then
minutes to
actually talk to him, because you never
What I
know.
got?
Not a lot. I could actually maybe sell him a few things, but no, let's not slow this down any more than I have to. I've got plenty of
get you anything?
caps. Is anything
Is everything
alright?
alright?
Is everything alright, rather?
You seem upset.
Everything's fine, honest.
I have to say, this seems to be doing, like, Sim Settlements 2 does this a lot as well. It actually uses the Lone Wanderer's voice lines. So it's not, like, I've played other story mods where it just flashes the text up on screen of the things you're saying and then has somebody reply to you with actual voiced lines, which can be a bit, you know, it's not ideal. But this is not 100% ideal either, because you get the player characters saying a lot of very short generic lines, and then they've had to fit the other characters' dialogue around it. But Sim Settlements does that not a lot more noticeably than this has so far.
Something's bothering you. I can tell.
All right, I'll tell you. It's just that everyone around here bullies me. They call me mean names like Rusty Bullet Hole. I hate it so much. Just because I'm young, they think they can push me around.
I could try and pass a hard speech check. I do actually have better charisma in my power armor than out of it, but let's see where
Surely we
offer
can
help
work something
goes.
out.
I don't know. You could always try. Nelson is the ringleader, but every time I talk to him, it just makes it worse.
Okay. Speak to someone called Nelson. Who is right here. That's convenient.
Excuse me.
I saw you talking to little Rusty Bullet Hole over there. Pathetic whip, ain't he? Don't you just love seeing him tear up?
Suggest more bullying. Maybe you should just leave him be. Let's try the speech check.
Maybe you should just leave him be.
You know what? You got Vim talking to me like that.
Okay.
I'll leave the kid alone.
That was that apparently.
I heard what you said to Nelson. Thanks for sorting that out for me. Have a drink on me.
Okay.
You have any other work?
Nope.
Some free
I'm all set
XP.
here.
Not
Thanks for asking.
free XP in the World Warship sense, but you know, fine.
Not today.
You know
Don't
what I
worry
mean.
about it. I'll see you later.
Surprised everyone. They must go out in the light sometimes, because otherwise they'd all have rickets. Interesting. Okay. Bit of communal sleep space. Right, let's supposed to be talking to the mayor as well. Who's in there? Nally residents. Do you think they'd get real mad if I just went up to the door? How does one go? I want to poke around more. Oh, there it is. I completely missed somehow. So this is where they're expanding, and they've even got the wall of the vault there, which is pretty neat. I imagine that uses the Vault Tech Workshop or whatever it's called. Oh, hello. You okay?
A new patient. I should be able to accommodate you, but you're going to have to pay, since you don't pay taxes here.
What do you do around here?
Oh, that was
I'm the
unexpected.
town doctor.
Super mutant doctor.
Fix your cuts, scrapes, breaks, addictions.
Although, you know, there are a couple of completely non-stereotypical super mutants in the Fallout series. I mean, Strong in this very same game is kind of, but kind of not.
Was wondering if there was anything you needed help with.
No, I'm just fine, thank you. Do you need my help?
Are you really a doctor?
I should get
Oh,
going.
no, that's not
Very
the
well.
response I wanted.
You stay safe now. Yes? Help you with something?
Are you really a doctor?
Yes, I'm really a doctor. Why would you assume I wasn't? I'm a doctor with 250 years experience with humans, animals, and
Okay, so this guy is like
you want to make use of my services.
from the pre-war FEV experiments, maybe?
Whoa! What the hell are you?
I mean, I already know
Haven't
it's
you
a
ever
super mutant,
seen
but
a
of
super
course.
mutant before? At least you didn't scream or attack me, so that's something new at least.
You're a super mutant?
Yes, of course I'm super. Didn't I just
I'm
tell
hoping there's some backstory here.
There's a lot more to me than that, you know.
So, why don't you hate...
I moved to the East Coast to get away from the prejudice. It seems like it's the same wherever I go. Not all super mutants are violent idiots, you know. The second generation ones might be.
Ah, so this is much more of a callback to earlier Fallout games then. Okay.
I should get going.
I think that's one of the things
You
that
stay safe
when
now.
Fallout 3 came around, a lot of the fans of the earlier two games did have a problem with, is that they pretty much retconned, I guess, super mutants into being something quite different.
I hope you're keeping out of trouble.
So there's various residences. I guess if you're better off, you have an actual home.
I got food you can't find anywhere else.
Where's the guns guy?
Don't take a chance.
Well, hello, dearie. Welcome to my little cafe. How about a sweet roll on the house since you're a new customer? Just be careful. They're addictive.
That makes it sound like there's like cocaine in them, but sure.
What do you do around here?
I run this cafe. It's a full-time job keeping all these hungry bellies fed. But it's my calling.
What do you sell here?
Only the best food, all home cooked. I don't think you'll find a better, fresher selection anywhere in the wasteland.
Looking for a job, if you've got one.
I suppose you can do me a little favor. I baked Dr. Huxley a little bowl of cookies. Poor dear works so hard, and I know how much he loves these cookies.
Take some
I
cookies
just
to
don't
the
have
super
time to
mutant.
take 'em
I
all
mean,
myself.
alright.
It'll only take a second. He works across the way from me. Thank you so much.
Sure. I will take cookies to the super mutant doctor. This is not what I was expecting when I came here, but yeah.
Help me with something? Yes? Help me with something?
Cookies!
I have something for you.
Sadly, there is not the option to
Cookies,
lie and
Lorraine?
say there are no
Thank you
cookies
so much.
and eat
She
them
really
yourself.
is a lovely woman, isn't she?
Oh well.
Make sure to give her my thanks, will you? Such a sweet lady.
I should get going.
Very well. You stay safe now.
Alright. Some hard-hitting quests here. No, I like it though. It's quirky. Oh, there's the guns guy. I walked right past him.
You there. I've been looking for
Ah,
you.
oh, where's she
We
gone?
need to have a talk.
Okay.
What's going on here?
I'm afraid Lorraine has disappeared.
I literally
Every
just
amount
spoke
of
to her
blood
and now
was
she's
suspect
vanished.
murder.
That's...
Witnesses said
Okay.
you spoke to Lorraine shortly before her disappearance.
What happened?
Lorraine went back to her house shortly after speaking to you. Witnesses heard a scuffle, and then after that,
But I...
no
See,
body either.
There's
Now,
literally
can
people
you
who've seen me
confirm
walking from
witness
here to there,
reports
so
that
how
you
am I a
spoke to
suspect?
Lorraine
I have
shortly
no
before her
idea.
disappearance?
That's right.
Very good. Thank you for corroborating the accounts. We can rule you out as a suspect. Since we've ruled you out as a suspect,
Presumably if you
tell us,
lie,
please. Thank you.
then
for
they
your
go, oh, that's suspicious. Okay, well this is turning into a whole little thing. I thought I was just, you know, delivering some cookies and suddenly we're in a murder investigation, I guess. I haven't even gone to speak to the mayor yet. Wow, that is, that's... I haven't seen, like... You don't see this in Fallout 4, really. It's a familiar thing from... Like, anytime you go places in Skyrim, and, you know, there'll be, like, food all over the place, and, yeah, but you just don't in Fallout much. Okay, examine blood. That's blood! Far too blunt to cause significant damage. Something doesn't add up. Okay. It's probably going to turn out to be a terrible jam-making accident. Right, go talk to the doctor. I could try and jump down, but I've learned the hard way that... where was it I did that? Vault... the one that's over here. Vault 81. I jumped from one level to another because you're in power armor and jumping down does it has a kind of damage radius. Everyone immediately turned hostile. So, oops. Yeah, don't do that.
Lorraine, missing. Do this to such a lovely, beautiful woman.
Let's see if I can get some extra XP.
About it as you are.
No, you're not. You don't understand, all right?
I'm here because I need your help.
Let me get a look at that.
I think he has a thing for Lorraine.
It's all very suspicious. This blood isn't fresh. I'm not even sure it's human.
What are you saying?
I think Lorraine is still alive, unhurt. I have no idea who took her or why, but they want us to think she's been killed. Whoever it is certainly doesn't want anyone coming after her.
I've gone so sidetracked. I was just poking around before I went to see the mayor, and now I'm doing a murder investigation. Right, an orange speech check. I'm pretty sure I can pass that.
Why are you so worried about her?
Look, Lorraine is a very special woman. She's good and kind, and I need to make sure she's safe.
Come on, Doctor. You're taking it more personally than that.
All right, I admit it. Lorraine is special to me. Is that what you wanted to hear? She's good and kind.
I mean, you know, as if it wasn't obvious already.
Do you know where she's been taken?
She could have been taken anywhere. We should search her house again for clues. Now we know what we're looking for. I'm coming with you. And I'm not taking...
What do you want to bet there's going to be a hidden hatch and we find that she's been getting her meat from a suspicious source?
Alright. I'd welcome the help.
Glad you see it my way.
Well, this is cool. This is a whole little side quest. What's that? What's there? Yes.
Diamond City Radio.
Let's take a look-see and see what we can find. I've no idea how long I'm going to make this video, by the way. Just, I'm going to play it by ear. Ah! The blood has vanished. That's a bit weird. There's no weird switches or...
Can't waste time. We need to find out.
Okay, well, I'm assuming I need to talk to you or it triggers something. Oh, Lorraine's diary.
What's that you've got there? A diary.
Oh God, I had to be nosy. Dog meat, out the way. That just suddenly reminded me, one of the mods I was looking for was if there was a replacer for dog meat with like a cat model, and turns out yes there is, but it makes the cat act very, very weird because all the animations are hard-coded for it being a dog, so it doesn't really work properly. I was a bit sad. Right, so read the diary. Probably in MISC. All the usual things. Right, have I gone past it? Oh, yes I had. Okay. She likes the Doctor. Ah, another bad week playing the numbers. Okay. Doing some more cookies to Beaton. I want to talk about something. Invite him to the cottage. We're rusting out. One of my sweet rolls couldn't cheer him up. Dear Donna, another bad week at the numbers. I thought my luck was going to turn around. I wasn't going to play again, but Nelson told me. So Nelson has been maybe up to something. Peter is such a kind man. You dropped by my cafe just to say hello. I don't know if I can say anything, or well, there's always next time. So
Lorraine had a cottage.
Okay.
If she was in trouble, she might have gone there to hide.
Somehow she ran outside without anybody seeing her. I'm not entirely sure this is adding up, but let's go with it. Let's see where this leads. So maybe I should talk to the mayor before I go. In fact, let's talk to the gun guy, just while we're here as well.
Always nice to meet a new customer. Name's Mike. Just Mike, not Michael or Mickey. No surname, just Mike. Got that? You want guns?
Okay,
I've
just
got guns.
Mike.
You want work? I've
See
got
if you've
work.
got any special weaponry.
Let's see what you've got.
You'll be pleased with my selection.
I'll talk to him about other things later. So, yeah, that's a silly version of the... For some reason there is a joke mod that comes with the MG42 which makes it shoot pasta? Yeah, don't know why. Oh yeah, the Sten, that's yet another weapon mod we've got in there, which is actually kind of a useful gun because it uses 308 of 3.38 ammo. Which, yeah, I don't think there are any other automatic weapons that do outside of pipe weapons. But, yeah, I ended up using the C93 instead, which also uses the .38 ammo. Now, it does sell some interesting things, but nothing with any unique stuff. I think the one gun I haven't encountered so far, of which I would like to, would be the Gauss rifle, but I might not be high enough level yet. Bunch of suppressed. Well, he's got a pretty good selection there, but nothing special. Okay. Oh, now that way.
Take a chance. Buy my gun.
Right, the mail was in here. Let's just talk to the mayor before we go, so I actually remember to do it and, you know, don't get completely sidetracked by the other thing. Okay. That's a beehive and a half.
Hello and welcome to the Fourville Town Hall.
The voice is spot on.
Mayor Sanders, allow me to welcome you to our beautiful town.
I love that.
Now what the hell do you want?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Right.
Need to see the mayor about something.
Oh, is that all? His office is just to your left.
Okay. Just barge in, and that is a man with a giant portrait of himself behind him.
Why, hello there.
So,
Roscoe Radio.
humble.
We had a visitor coming down. I hope he didn't give you too much trouble. He loves to try and vet visitors. He told me you mentioned something about being a vault dweller. I'd be quite interested in hearing more about it.
I'm from Vault 111.
Vault 111? I've never heard of that one. We got a few people coming here from 81, but no one's ever claimed to be from 111. Now, I'm sure you've noticed our town's main attraction, Vault 4. I always make sure to let the new visitors know the door can't be open. It hasn't opened since the day the bombs fell over 200 years ago. Our ancestors waited outside the vault, expecting shelter when it opened after 20 years. But it never did. Some people, me included, still hold out hope that the vault will open one day. But listen to me talking your ear off. If you really want to learn more, you can visit the site of the original town in front of the vault door. Or you can visit our museum above the entrance. Feel free to take in what the town has to offer. Enjoy yourselves. My door is always open if you want to have a little chat.
Okay. Well, we've spoken to the guy outside the entrance, so there's the museum still, but let's go and search for the mysterious missing woman who vanished very quickly without apparently anyone else seeing where she went. I wonder if there'll be an explanation for that, like a secret passage between her home inside Fourville and this cottage that they mentioned. I mean, I guess we'll find out. So, where is it we need to go? Wow, that's way down there. Way down there. Okay, I thought this was going to be nearby, but no, that's right next to Old North Church, apparently. Well, in this, I mean, this is a very hard difficulty, so the one before survival, and to be honest, there's elements of the survival mechanics in this game that I like, but there's also elements I don't like, and probably there's a mod out there that lets you tweak things, but yeah, I have still been an awful lot of the time just travelling the long way rather than fast travelling, but for the purposes of this video, we'll just do fast travelling to speed things up, rather than walk all the way back down to Boston. Right, so here we are in the relevant area. Oh, that sounds like goons. Right, that apparently has changed from the inside. Interesting.
May as well take what we can. They won't be needing those items
the Chinese assault rifle is actually one of the best weapons I've got, mainly because I'm using a mod that lets one swap around the majority of legendary effects, and this one's a two-shot, so it's a two-shot automatic weapon, so it can put out a fairly solid amount of firepower. But I've also got I mean, the automatic M14 is pretty sweet as well. So I mostly have a lot of weapons just so I can not be too reliant on one type of ammo, although that does come at the cost of having to spend quite a lot of carry weight on weapons. Oh, hello.
My, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else. Are you
It's
alright?
Lorraine herself.
What were you expecting?
Nelson or one of his goons, at least. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I've been playing the numbers. Racked up a huge amount of debt in losses and credit. I owe
So she
him
tried to fake her own
10,000
death?
caps. He was going to kill me if I wasn't able to pay up. I didn't know what to do, so
Okay.
I decided to fake my death and flee the Commonwealth.
Hopefully we can work something out.
There's no working things out with Nelson, not unless I pay the debt.
Yeah, I don't have the money. I mean, I've got a fair amount of caps, but 10k caps, that's a lot of caps.
I'd like to, but I don't have the money.
I told you, there's no way.
Lorraine, please. You can't leave the Commonwealth. You can't give up.
And why shouldn't I? I love Fourville, but Nelson will kill me if I stay.
Because I love you, Lorraine. I've been too afraid to admit it until now, but if I don't say it now, then I may never be able to. You're the only person in that town who treats me like a normal person. Not like a superman who happens to be the town's doctor.
You love me?
It's true, Lorraine. I've been in love with you for so long I can't remember what it's like not to love you.
Hux, I don't know what to say.
I mean, sure.
If you love someone, hold on to them. Tomorrow you might not have the chance.
You're right, Huxley. I love you too. It doesn't matter to me that you're a super mutant. I love you for who you are.
Lorraine, I don't know what to say. I never thought there was any way you could feel the same way about me as I felt about you. You have to stay in Fourville. We can work through this together. Can't let Nelson ruin what we have.
Yes, Huxley. I'll stay with you. It doesn't matter what we need to do. We'll find a way to get Nelson his money. I love you.
I love you too.
Aww. Okay.
I never thought it could happen. I never thought Lorraine would love me.
What happens now?
Now, I'm going to go back to Fourville and start my new life with Lorraine. I never thought I'd feel like this. I feel human again. Thank you for everything you've done.
Alrighty. Well, that had a happy ending, kind of. I mean, she's still horribly in debt to, you know, a thug kind of guy, I suppose. This Nelson character is supposed to be. But, yeah. Presumably that can have some other outcome. I mean, if you have the cabs, you can, I guess, have the best ending where you just pay off her debt right there and then. But, yeah. Right, so we've travelled back. Let's visit the museum as the next thing, which is up. Okay, let's head back up to that then. So let's see what's inside. Okay, George Willis was the founder and first mayor of Fourville, so basically what we've heard already. This mannequin represents what he might have looked like.
What about... No, that isn't right.
Okay.
Oh, I'm never going to get it to work. Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to the
Little,
Fourville Museum. How can
this
I
is
help
basically a scaled down, that's kind of cute. So a bunch of stuff that belonged to George Willis. His personal terminal. Okay. Random wooden crate. Some Vault 4 items. Ah, okay. So, yeah, I've been out in the world finding the actual Vault 4 things, and there's some of the examples of them here as well. Okay. Ah, I wondered what that was. So that's part of the... Okay, that's kind of neat. Coming soon, pre-war exhibition. Undamaged bike, a couple of pictures. See if there's anything interesting on here. No, just a blank terminal.
Welcome to the Fourville Museum. I'm sorry about that little display when you got in. I've been having some technical difficulties with the new exhibit. Welcome back to the Fourville Museum. How can I help you today?
I'm interested in the history of this place.
Then you've come to the right place. You can look at all the exhibits we have, or talk to me if you have any specific questions.
Who built this place originally? Has it been here long?
Fourville was founded when a man named George Willis decided to set up camp outside Vault 4 and wait for it.
Okay, we kind of have heard all
years
this
ago, and since then, the town. At the Fourville Museum, we're proud to have
origin
a special
stuff
display
already.
of George Willis's personal artifacts.
Our prized possession is his terminal, but that's off limits.
What do you know about Vault-Tec?
Vault-Tec was a pre-war company which built massive underground vaults for people to survive the nuclear war. From the promotional material I've read, they were equipped with all the modern amenities. They look like lovely places to live.
Okay.
Tell me more about this vault.
Very little is known about the vault itself. Its doors have never opened. Generations of Fourville residents have tried to find a way in, but to no success. Some of the only examples of Vault 4 jumpsuits are on the display across from the door, as well as some Vault 4 bobbleheads. They say Vault-Tec produced a full set, but I've never come across any.
I don't have any more questions.
Anything else I can help you with?
What are you working on?
Oh, this? It's a holotape. I bought it from a trader who came by a few weeks ago. He said it had some kind of game on it, but I've not been able to get it to run. It keeps saying I need to download update, but when I press the button, it just says cannot communicate with cloud server.
Oh, I bet I know what this ties into.
I've tried everything I can think of. I even took it outside where it could see the clouds.
That's one of the locations I've been to had some servers
because it'd make a great addition to our new
must have been a Fourville added thing, as it turns out.
Is there anything
Yeah, I know where that is. I've been there.
Maybe there is something you can do. I had wondered if it might be possible to download update directly from
Something like the Patriot Games studio, which was a... I poked around inside and seemed to be a very thinly veiled front for a Chinese espionage operation. There we go, real Patriot Games.
From their headquarters. If you're able to do that for me, you'd be doing the museum a really big favor.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I can fast travel there, but let's see if we'll talk to the mayor. There was also the weapons guy, but I think he's probably gone to bed. If they're following some kind of schedule. That appears to be a security barracks area or whatever it is over there. Much more houses.
Paperwork, paperwork, paperwork.
If you see a crime, report it.
They have,
Hi.
Why, howdy there. Pleased to meet ya. Name's Deputy
quite a
Chief
few security officers.
But y'all can call me Sarah.
What do you do around here?
Well, as Deputy Chief, I'm in charge of all kinds of things. Pa says I'm real gifted. And Roscoe says that I'm just too important to leave the HQ. I think it's safe to say that the whole place would fall apart without me.
Bounties, okay.
My main work at the moment is dealing with outstanding bounties. Say, I just had a bright idea. How'd you like to help me out with my work?
I want to hear the details first.
It's dirty work, I won't lie. The people we're talking about are real terrors, and they need to be put down. If you can take down the people I send you after and bring me back some proof, I'm authorized to pay you a bounty.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's real good news. First one I've got is a real troublemaker. Swung through town a couple months back, did all kinds of damage in the bar. Dirty rascal he was. Looked like he'd crawled out of the gutter or something. That must be how he got his nickname. Gutter Garfunkel, his name is. If you can deal with him and bring me back some proof, I can pay you the bounty.
Okay. So that seems a bit harsh. You must have really wrecked the place. If it's not even, you know, dead or alive, it's just, no, go kill him.
Best guns in the Commonwealth sold here.
Okay, let's, yeah, he seemed to have some kind of, I bet he's got some kind of side quest as well.
I'm looking for work.
Sure, I got work for you. Let me give you the rundown, and if you're interested, you can start right away. It's pretty simple stuff. I'll give you a shipment of weapons, you take them to a client, and you come back here and pick up your payment. If you're interested, we can hash out a contract right here and you get started. The base rate is 100 caps per job. How's that sound?
Sure. Oh, I can actually...
I want more details than that.
Pressing for
Let's
more
just say
information.
that if I find you an effective worker, there could be a little more to this later down the line. Is that good enough?
All right, let's get started.
Glad to have you on board. Here's the first shipment. Take it to the buyer and then come back to me during work
So maybe
hours
something
to collect your
shady
payment.
going on with this guy? We'll
I look
see.
forward to a long and fruitful business partnership.
Okay, an outpost in Ronja is
you're keeping out of
actually a settlement that I have gotten a group of settlers put in at. So yeah, let's do. Just looking at how long I've been recording for. Let's do that, and then I will possibly end the recording there, and probably I'm thinking come back and do at least another session because. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a little while before I get to get back to Night City. So I might as well do something in the meantime. And this seems like a nice little side diversion. And of course it goes without saying, this being a Fallout 4 mod, if you have Fallout 4 yourself, you can just go and download the mod, try it out for yourself. I just based on what I've played so far can recommend it. I think it seems like it's really polished stuff. Right, let's just fast travel. And this might take a little while with the loading screens and all, but there we go. So yeah, it's right next to Hubris Comics basically. So here we are, dreary, rainy downtown Boston. This is also, I think, a mod, the weather stuff that's going on. And yeah, I think I've also got a mod that does stuff with the view range and LODs. I think. So if you're thinking this looks a bit different in terms of the distance view from your standard vanilla Fallout 4 installation, it probably is. So yeah, you can find a few bits and pieces in here. I think there was a holotape and there was a whole thing about the CEO being approached by one of his software engineers, and who was told that the latest update of their new popular game contains some malicious code of Chinese origin that was meant to infect America's terminals. And it put me in mind of the whole thing with new Battlestar Galactica, the rebooted Battlestar Galactica, where as a prelude to the attack there's basically a massive attack on the whole kind of network infrastructure of the 13 colonies, and it turns out that Gaius Baltar was pretty instrumental in that happening. Anyway, so yeah, this is the terminal and the server room down in the basement, and we actually have dev notes, like the latest patch, which doesn't actually say anything about the sneaky hidden virus thing. Anyway, so let us load holotape, and it will be this one here. Download updates. There we go. As you read this, our virus is spreading through your network to other systems. Enjoy your decadent game, Pig Dog. So, yeah, what happens if I click play tape, or does it just do that? Yeah, I think it's just that, so, yeah. So anything I now load that into is going to be compromised. So defeat the security systems and remove the virus. So how do we do that then? Oh, hello robots! Okay, yeah. That's a hostile sentry bot in a very closed space. Don't like that. Right. I think as this is all a single game cell, there's robots upstairs that's what we can hear Ada fighting also. Yeah, you seem a bit stuck in there. This doesn't seem like a particularly great place for a sentry bot, to be honest. Where is... I'm sure I've got some pulse grenades. A bit. Ooh. Right, I'm cheesing a bit here, but... Ooh, back off, back off! Right. Yeah, those things are unpleasant, and especially unpleasant in a confined space. There are free fusion calls, though. Won't say no to that. Oh, final carry weight. Right, let's just walk through the flames. Okay, that is a... So, yeah, the CEO was, in fact... it's a bit on the nose, but CEO Cheng Wu was, in fact, a Chinese spy. How about that? Okay, so, yeah, he was... Virus fail-safe, and let's just take his hat and uniform as well. The Submariner uniform is one you ordinarily only find in one place. So, is there... Virus fail-safe. Inject failsafe code. If you are reading this, then you have used the virus failsafe. Please report to your handler to explain the situation in 24 hours or face liquidation. Oh. Right, so can I unvirus the copy that I've got, or is this just... I think this is the way I'm supposed to be doing it. So, return to Malcolm. Right.
Attention. Fugitive should be considered armed and
deal with this. I think the Protectron was supposed to be down here because there were two Protectron bays. You somehow glitched into this upper space. There we go. Ada wasn't powerful enough on her own to take him out. Right, so let's head back. Right, so here we are back in the museum. Let's speak to the curator and get this wrapped up.
Hey. Any word on the game?
I've got it right here. Believe me, it wasn't easy.
Are you telling me it really works?
Isn't this just going to brick his computer?
Let's see if this works. It's loading up. Version 0.9.1.3. What's this about a Nigerian prince? This all seems very exciting. I've never heard of such a thing. What's Nigerian? Oh, is that all? The game is a bit short. Do I have to pay to get the next stage? Oh, gaming must have been an expensive hobby. Thank you for your help. This is going to make an excellent piece for the pre-war exhibition. There's a terminal set up in there that you can play it in.
Right, I have to try this now. This is going to be a playable thing. Not at all commentary on the state of modern gaming there. Not at all, not at all. That's it. That's it. Okay. Okay. Right, well, that was quite amusing. And that seems like a good point to leave off this video. We're just over an hour. got a little bit to trim out here and there, but yeah, not a huge amount. And I'm thinking, yeah, we'll do another video on this, at least maybe another hour or so, and see how far that gets us. I don't know if I want to do the entirety of Fourville, you know. I do encourage people to go and check this out on their own, but yeah, hopefully you are enjoying this even if you don't have that urge. So that's it for now. You can do all the usual things down underneath the video, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.